One thing that struck me from this past weekend's message is that Sapphira had a chance to come clean and confess. After Ananias had seen Peter and was confronted with his deception and died, the New Testament book of Acts tells us this. About 3 hours later, his wife came in, not knowing what had happened. Peter asked her, "Was this the price you and your husband received for your land?" "Yes," she replied, "that was the price." She was given the chance to come clean, beg for forgiveness, and right her wrongs, but she didn't. Instead, she chose to lie again. I mean, they had worked on their story and made sure they were saying the same thing, so instead of choosing to boldly tell the truth, she stuck with their made-up story and lied again, which sealed her fate. Confessing our wrongdoings is a difficult thing to face, but if you've ever done it, you also know that it can be incredibly freeing. You have nothing left to hide. Everything's out in the open. No more pretending to do or be something that you aren't. So, why do we so rarely choose this path? What will everyone think? They'll all know that I'm a liar or a cheat. Do you know what the Bible tells us about confessing our sins? In the New Testament book of 1 John, it tells us, if we claim we have no sin, we are only fooling ourselves and not living in the truth. But if we confess our sins to Him, He is faithful and just to forgive our sins and to cleanse us from all wickedness. If we claim we have not sinned, we are calling God a liar and showing that His word has no place in our hearts. And from the Old Testament book of Psalms, oh, what a joy for those whose disobedience is forgiven, whose sin is put out of sight. Yes, what a joy for those whose record the Lord has cleared of guilt, whose lives are lived in complete honesty. When I refused to confess my sin, my body wasted away, and I groaned all day long. Finally, I confessed all my sins to you and stopped trying to hide my guilt. I said to myself, I will confess my rebellion to the Lord, and you forgave me. All my guilt is gone. As we reflect on this past weekend's message, I hope you'll let this get personal. Where are you holding the heavy weight of sin in your life when you could lighten your load and live a life of integrity and freedom? I'll leave you with a quote from this weekend's message. Don't refuse your sin. Own it. You have everything to gain and nothing to lose. This is what makes God the fire that warms instead of burns.